Tall blooming orchids are always a challenge on camera. This first-time bloomer, Paphiopedilum Vexillarium, coming up at the Orchid Hut. Welcome back to the Orchid Hut. My name is Dana, and thank you for joining me in this orchids featured video since it is a first-time bloomer in my collection. This is Paphiopedilum Vexillarium, and I will try to get the camera to focus on the tag here. One of the parents is a variety of barbatum, and it was crossed with Fairyannum. Now, species Paphiopedilums range from South India down into the Philippines and into New Guinea. There are approximately 60 different identified species in the wild. This particular orchid, is a bit more of a compact grower, and it has mottled light green leaves. My particular plant has a couple of fans on it now. They can grow into specimen-sized plants, much larger than the one that I have blooming in my collection. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of a break so that I can readjust the camera and show you more of a close-up of not only the plant, but the bloom. So I'll be right back. So let's have a bit of a closer look at the plant. My particular example actually has 3 fans. It has the very first fan, which had bloomed prior to me purchasing the plant, and then in my care it has developed the 2 larger fans that you see here, the largest one deciding to bloom this particular season. Now, the way that I care for this orchid is, because Paphiopedilums are, terrestrial more so, I have it planted in coarse media, and it seems to be doing just fine with that. There is a mixture of bark, some leca, as well as some pieces of sponge rock, and just the tiniest bit of sphagnum in my potting setup here. I did repot this Paphiopedilum not too long ago, and soon after it began developing the bloom spike. Now, for watering, I do try to keep it evenly moist, and this one grows year-round under the grow lights. So it has comfortable indoor temperatures, but bright light from the grow lights. And I don't fertilize it really any differently than any of my other orchids, although if you read some sources on this, they suggest 20-20-20 fertilizer. I don't follow that and seem to have good results anyway. One thing that is important, though, for these particular orchids is that they do not like salt buildup in the pot. So regular and thorough flushing of the salts from the pot that collect due to whatever fertilizer you choose to use is very important. As well, they like to be repotted every year or 2 to also freshen up the media. Now, I'm going to try to get the bloom here a little bit closer to the camera, and then I will also insert some still photos of the bloom so that it doesn't have wiggle to it. But this particular bloom is rather striking. It has a lot of stripes. It's a dark sort of pink, almost purple color with some white in between the stripes, as well as some white on the rim. It has the traditional lady slipper pouch, and then towards the center of the bloom it also has some green in the center of the bloom there. So it is, an unusual bloom, very exotic looking. This bloom has been open for about 3 or 4 days, and I always like to film these videos as quickly as I can because I never exactly know, with these being a first-time bloomer, how long the bloom will last. Now, this particular plant has mottled leaves, sort of light green mottled leaves. That's not true of all Paphiopedilums. Some have solid green leaves or darker mottled green leaves. If you read about these plants in general, sometimes the leaves will give you an indication of how you might want to provide more or less light in cultivation when you're trying to grow them in your home. Okay, so this is first time bloomer Paphiopedilum Vexillarium. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please give it a thumbs up. The subscribe button is coming up in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and talk to you next time.